One. All right, Smarter San Diego fam. Hey, we've got a couple of great guests coming on today. We're here to serve veterans. I think everybody knows that by now. We want to help everyone, active duty, former service members. There's such a great military community here in San Diego, and there's so many cool resources, so many people doing great things. Today we have two guests from the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic and a Veterans Village of San Diego. And we have Shari Finney here and Jenny Lynne Stroup. So who wants to go first, ladies?
Shari's going to go first today.
Oh, you went first by saying Shari was going to go first.
Well, thank you for having us on your show. I'm Shari. I'm the clinic director for the Cohen Clinic in San Diego. And Jenny Lynne is here with me. She's our outreach coordinator.
So Jenny Lynne, I was told that you were going to do most of the talking today. So we're going to kind of we're going to expect that, but I think let's start off with just doing like a flyby for people who maybe haven't heard of Veterans Village of San Diego or the Cohen Clinic. What is it? What are you guys doing, and who could benefit from knowing about this?
Sure. So we provide mental health services to post 9/11 veterans, their families, Reserve, National Guard, and their family, as well as active duty families. We use evidence-based practices through individual, couples, or family session. Our beautiful office is located in Mission Valley. And when we can all be there, we would love to give you a tour, Derek. Currently, we're providing all of our services through telehealth.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And so, what are some of those services?
So we do evidence-based mental health treatment, especially for things that are the signature wounds of post 9/11 service, like PTSD, depression, anxiety. With families and spouses, we do a lot of reintegration work and separation practices, and I'll let Shari speak a little more specifically about our evidence-based practices.
Okay, sounds good. So, Shari, you're up. Tell us about some of these things, because I know there's a lot of resources here, right? You guys are doing a ton of good. I mean, it's actually absolutely amazing, and I know we're struggling through some audio issues on your all's end, and I appreciate you guys sticking it out for that. Because I feel like we have to get this information out to the community. We have a lot of veterans who watch this YouTube channel, this Facebook page where this all will be posted, looking for resources to help their financial health, their physical health. I try to provide as many resources as I can. And you guys are doing a lot of really, really, really good work. So I just want to make sure we, if nothing else, provide a menu, for, hey, here's some of the things. Because when we talked originally, it kind of felt to me like it was everything, like just about anything that a veteran might be struggling with. There's a solution here. Am I wrong about that, Shari?
You are not wrong about that. Between the Cohen Clinic at Veterans Village and Veterans Village, we have almost a full continuum of veterans and their families. The Cohen Clinic, what Jenny Lynne and I what we talk about, we were just representing, we have outpatient mental health and case management, like she said, for couples, families. We have a ton of couples right now, and individuals. We are targeted short-term treatment with evidence-based practices, meaning we offer cognitive behavioral therapy, we offer prolonged exposure and cognitive processing, and a couple other EPPs that are super effective. And I think the thing I want to get out there is you don't have to suffer alone, and you don't have to suffer. We have a great success rate and symptom reduction, and sometimes complete remission of symptoms. Back to the VVSD side, they serve everything from homelessness to employment services to support SSD for veterans and families. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
And I'm going to ask you guys this question. We put the website up there, I'm kind of moving it around as we go. I'm a one-man production crew at the moment. Cohen has definitely gave me a lot of appreciation for all the people who've produced everything from our studio, because it is tough to do all this stuff by yourself. Here's an example. This is a real life example that happened yesterday. I'm doing a loan for a gentleman he did 2 tours in our most recent Middle Eastern conflicts. And, buying a home is stressful. And so it can trigger, stress can trigger PTSD. We know that. And this gentleman who I've been working with and been working through these things, everything was going good, everything was great. Starts to get a little stressful. A couple things happening at home. Wife is getting stressed out. He's getting stressed out. There's things that are stressful sometimes in the home buying process. And what was great from his perspective is that he recognized and he said, "Listen, I'm getting triggered, and I'm starting to go." Down a bad path right now. I need to go, and that's happened a couple times in recent years. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna have to go for a walk." So for someone who may be, this is normal, right? This is normal in a stressful scenario for someone who has PTSD, who has been in combat scenarios, who has these types of things that come up. That's not an abnormal reaction. That's a normal reaction, right? And you guys. And it just clicked with me since we're talking here today that I should be pointing him to you. That's someone that you guys
Yes.
would welcome in as, hey, we have solutions for you. Is that right?
Yes. In fact, I would dare to say that he probably has had some treatment because he knew how to manage some of his symptoms in a very healthy way. But definitely, he would just be able to call and get a referral screener and an intake. So could his family, because it's stressful for the whole family. And when one person has a mental health issue, it affects the entire family unit.
And that was going to be my next question is, so you as you mentioned, I felt like he was handling it very good because he was communicating with me. He recognized it. He said, okay, I know what this is. It's coming. It's happening. I need to do something about it. And I said, that's fine. That's fine. Just know that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to make sure everything's okay. Take a walk, get some fresh air, whatever you need to do. But what about for the people who may not be dealing with it? How does something like that show up the first time or the second time, or before someone really knows what's going on, where maybe a family member could recognize and go, okay, I think I know what that is, and I know where to go now.
So generally speaking, it's as individual as the individual. So I can't predict what it would be, but generally speaking, it wouldn't be as recognizable and as easy as I'm getting triggered, I'm going to take a walk. That's a great coping skill. It possibly could look like someone having an explosive outburst on you, like, why are you making this so hard? It could be like them giving up and just saying, I can't do this anymore, I'm done. And it could be just like them dipping out and not following through with a loan and just giving up on it all. There's a wide range of symptomology, but a family member, they'll know it doesn't fit their personality. It's an aberrant behavior for how they used to be or how they are normally when they're mad but not triggered. Does that make sense?
It does. So would you say then that it's likely to just be abnormal behavior that seems to kind of pop up at different stressful times that might be a clue to, hey, this might be what's going on? Is that how you guys would maybe describe it? I'm just talking about for people who are maybe family members or people who maybe have friends. I remember the first time that one of my friends who's a Marine veteran and who was in Iraq, the first time I saw him, go in a bad direction, it was like I wasn't even looking at the same person. And, and things he started saying and he started getting very aggressive. And I was just like, hey, man, what's going on? Are you okay? Eventually he sort of came around. And we were just kind of like partying. Like it wasn't even a stressful situation. But something happened, obviously, or something, triggered. And I was just like, what is that? And when I talked to my buddy later, he said, well, he's from the war. He's not, he can't always control what's going on. So I was just kind of thinking for people who might be in that situation, because I think a lot of times, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, ladies, a lot of times someone needs to be nudged, right? To come and get this kind of help. Am I right about that, Jenny Lynne?
That's putting it lightly. Nudge is good.
That's what I mean. So if people need to be nudged, I mean, I would love to talk, and I'm speaking right to, to all the veterans of this great nation. We're doing this because we care about you, and we want you to know that a lot of people care about you and care about what you've done, and we know that there's hard work that has to be done that some of only the few have been able to do for this great nation. We want to make sure that you can be the best you, post service. And there's a lot of solutions here that are designed to help with that situation. So that's what we're here talking about today. And if you yourself can take the steps, to come forward, then that's terrific. And for family members of veterans and service members who may be experiencing some of these things, this is also a great place where you can come do some research. And it's a safe place to get answers, a safe place to get solutions, a safe place to talk about this. And it goes beyond this, right, Jenny Lynne? I mean, there's, PTSD is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a big thing, maybe the biggest. But there's other things, too. I mean, we talked about there's marriage counseling and other solutions like that, right?
Right. So speaking from my own personal experience, I became an outreach coordinator for the Cohen Clinic at VVSD because of really good mental health help that I myself received, that my husband's received, that we did together as a couple or family, and that my kids received. So I'm a huge proponent of mental health for active duty and post 9/11 vets, simply from my own experience. It has just changed the way that we live and work together as a family because we have gotten the mental health help we need. And to your question about what does it look like, and Shari's response of it looks different for everybody. I think some of the common things, at least what I saw in my own house and what my military spouse friends have identified, some of the bigger things are not sleeping, being starting to overwork. It's a lot of things that look like running away to keep all of the hard kind of at bay. And so at my house, what that looked like, and my husband was, Netflixing until midnight because it was too stressful to go to sleep, working really long hours to keep busy, to not have to think about things that he did and saw. And it did there were different things that would trigger different reactions. And like your story, sometimes they seemingly come out of nowhere and they don't look connected, but to the person experiencing them, they really are. And as a family member, it can be hard to navigate. And that's where that nudge came in. And this, I would say, from my own personal experience, I am very grateful that my husband went and got treatment for his PTSD. And then that opened the door to us being able to do more as a couple and family, which has been really helpful for us because he's been in for 14 years. We'll probably do 20, and so now we have a better foundation for continuing to be a military family.
That's tremendous. Yeah, I'd love to hear that, and I'm glad that you're able to live that, and so that you can help guide others who are in the same scenario. I mean, think about how many active duty members do we have in San Diego? I've heard 300,000. I've heard 500,000. I have no idea how many it is, but let's just say it's a very large number of people. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of the focus is, post 9/11. Service members and things along those lines. But you guys are open to all veteran and military families. Is that right?
We are, to a certain extent. We do focus on, our founders' focus is really post 9/11. If we do have space in the clinic, we will see people from other eras of service. But we really do focus on post 9/11 and then that active duty component.
Did you have something you want to say as well, Shari?
Yeah, so we also have case management, so we won't turn anyone away. We can case manage them to some place that does focus on pre 9/11. VVSD, our partner company, always takes anybody. And I think we also didn't touch on this, that we will serve anyone regardless of discharge status or time in service.
Okay, gotcha. That's good to know. So regardless of the time in service, regardless of branch of service or reserves or anything like that,
Or district
this
status.
is a safe place. And I've got the website up here on the screen right here, and I'm just going to kind of leave it there because I want people to check it out. I want it to be easy to share. I want it to be easy to click on. We'll make that link live when this is posted so that it'll be easy for you to find out more information. Be easy for you to research, to share this with someone, which I really, really hope that you do. And we also have an announcement to make here, and I could tell it's new because you guys were like, should we say it? Is it okay to say it yet? So We Heart Our Mill event. This is an event, April 15th. It's for local military families, a drive-through dinner and swag giveaway. Jenny Lynne, tell us about this.
So we wanted to do something to honor our military families. And given the, sorry, totally lost my train of thought. We really just wanted to outreach to the community that we're a part of. Since our parent name is Cohen Veterans Network, it's often confusing for our active duty families here to know that we are. And so we're really doing this event to let them know that we are here for them, especially the families through couples and families counseling. And we also wanted to do something because one of the ways that military families received COVID relief was to have their federal income not garnished for a certain amount of months. Well, now it's being repaid. And so we have a lot of military families who are taking extra cuts from their paycheck over a course of time, which can lead to food instability and financial instability. And so we just really wanted to do something that gives back to the community, lets them know that they are loved and well taken care of in all arenas, and also provide some family fun. I mean, it's been a long year. So who couldn't use some fun family dinner and some things to do together that aren't inside your house?
Seriously. Well, that is super cool. And if you guys have a link or something that you can share with me when I post this, I'll put that in the description so that people can check that out too. I'm sure you can find on the link that we have right here that you can click on. I've made clickable for you. So you can probably find out more there, but I'll get you a more direct link potentially to the landing page for that event. It's April 15th, tax day. Easy to remember. Got to have your taxes in by then.
There you go.
I proposed to my wife on April 15th and didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it until later. I was like, gosh, of all the days. So trying to make a boring day exciting. You know what I mean?
There you go.
So this is tremendous. I can't thank you both enough for making the time to come on here and to just to do what you're doing on a daily basis to help the military community here in San Diego. And I really think and I hope and I pray that this will reach many people who need it and who can utilize these resources that are there. We will share this everywhere that we can. And I just want to thank you both so much. Shari, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I wanted to comment that you have the Cohen Veterans Network up there, the link.
Yeah.
So we are a network of 19 clinics nationwide. So if you are in New York or Texas, any of our clinics around the nation, you can get help there too.
Tremendous and a great point to make. Thank you so much for saying that, Shari. Jenny Lynne, thank you so much as well for coming on today, organizing this, making this happen. Really appreciate your efforts here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. And yes, I was going to comment on the link too. That will take you to our homepage for the network, where you can see all of our 19 clinic locations, including the San Diego clinic, which we've been speaking about today.
Tremendous stuff. So everyone who's seeing this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you may be in the country, click on the link right here okay? And that will give you access to find the most local place for you. If you're in San Diego, like most people are, we're probably seeing this, you can actually access the resources right here in San Diego, no problem. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Hey, let's share this with our friends. Share this with someone who you know might need it. Share this with veterans. Even if you don't know if they need it or not, just say, hey, have you ever seen this before? Send the link. Did you know that this was around? Send the link over. You never know when someone might be looking for some help and not know where to find it, and you could potentially help that veteran, and we would really appreciate that. All right, guys, share this video. Continue to be smarter than everyone else. See you soon.